In this video, I will explain the main ideas that I'm working at the present moment in my portfolio. My name is Pedro Nunes and I am an etoro popular investor. I'm currently reading David Rubenstein's book, How to Invest. In the book, he interviews a lot of different investors that invest in different ways, in different areas, and that gave me a perspective of different forms of investing. And one of the people in Ray Dalio, which I read a lot, is someone that I follow, and it remembered me that Bridgewater, Ray Dalio's company, is a company that tends to invest using a macro perspective, something that I like a lot. Of course, that I also like Warren Buffett, and of course I am learning how to value companies in terms of making good investments at affordable prices. Reading the book reminded me that we should invest in a way that's more suitable to our skills. So by one side, I have a macro perspective, but on the other side, there's a big value and quality component. And I would say that at the present moment, the quality and value component is bigger than the macro perspective. And these are the two main ideas that I'm working right now. For one side, the macro, for the other side, the quality and the value. These are the ideas that I will show you on my models that I'm using right now to build and to adapt the portfolio. BlackRock, it's a giant company in terms of investing, the biggest asset management firm, came recently saying that the 60-40 idea, the 60-40 idea in terms of stocks and bonds, was to be put aside, and mainly because they see investing as more and more using the diversity of assets classes that are disposable at the present moment. I agree a lot, because even today my portfolio has bonds, my portfolio has real estate, my portfolio has commodities, my portfolio has currencies, and geographic diversification. I think that this tendency of using more and more asset classes is something that I see using, and I'm already using in my portfolio. And as I will show you, in terms of performance, the portfolio has a slightly better performance than the S&P 500 index, which is good and gives me confidence to continue the work I'm doing. And now I will show you the models I'm working to manage my portfolio. I use Airtable as a way of gathering all the information. And I use these when I analyze different companies. I try to always analyze the existing portfolio and always analyze new ideas based on the concepts of the portfolio. And I have a lot of information that I put here. I'm using, in terms of the balancing of the portfolio, I use a kind of evaluation to determine the percentage of each company that I have in my portfolio, performance of that companies in terms of the portfolio, and where they are in terms of the target price I define. So I try to make some kind of rotation of the portfolio based on that. I try to rebalance also the macro assets that I have in my portfolio, always looking in terms of the sector distribution. The concept that I speak about in the video are two main components, or two principal components. One is something that I call value and quality, which in the model has a percentage of 40%, and in reality has a percentage of 38%, which I call alpha because it represents my effort to choose companies in terms of value and quality. And I think it's very important to bet on this moment in terms of value and in terms of quality. Another component is which I call macro alpha, where I put my macro ideas, and I have 12% and in the model 15% as my perspective that I should have at the present moment. There's a difference between the model and the actual percentage, mainly because I have 7.58% in cash reserves. The other components that I'm working on the portfolio, one of them, it's what I call beta. Of course, it's in terms of mostly ETFs. Of course, there's some kind of diversification here in terms of geographic, like China, like India, but I have in my beta at this moment 30%. And then I have something that I call assets that are a little bit more risky, but not too risky, with 15%, names like Amazon, like the main crypto. So I would say that these are stable alpha betting pursuit. These are the models that I'm working at the present moment. I try to put all the information here to make the better decisions. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask me. So I hope to see you again in next month's video.